All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your good old boy JR coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. As always, it is Wednesday, which means me and Brandon are going to be doing our week 5 predictions for this week on who we believe is going to win in this NFL matchups and everything. If you are a team of Seattle, if you're a fan of Seattle, Cleveland, the Buccaneers, and the Chargers, disregard this video. You're off for the week. We'll see you next week. Everybody else, come tune in. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have Brandon here joining us live on the Instagram live page, which is All Sports Talk Podcast. You should be joining us here in a little bit. And then if you want to follow us on YouTube, it is the Jack's Wild Sports Show. And speaking of which, there he is, the man himself. Brandon, what's going on, my man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? Let me turn up this volume a little bit. There we go.
I'm doing good. Doing better than these baseball teams right now.
Yeah, baseball playoffs, man. It's a tough time, for some teams, 2 games and that's it. Unfortunately, that's it. You competed 162 to try to get into the playoffs, and then it's over in 2. What can you do?
It's amazing. It's just amazing that Tampa was undefeated and not at home. It's just like, what the fuck was that?
Baseballs are long. That's why I always say it's not about how fast you start, it's how you finish. And baseball is the ultimate marathon game. So unfortunately, that's what it is. And that's what we're here for today as well, because we are in a marathon because it is week 5. We are past the first quarter of the season. A lot of teams looking very well. A lot of teams in the middle of the pack where they're trying to see if maybe they can get something going. And some teams, if they don't turn it around soon, they can start looking towards for next offseason. So it is what it is. But Brandon, you ready to get this party started?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we got our first matchup tomorrow, Thursday Night Football. As always, that's why we do these shows on Wednesday, because the first matchup for tomorrow is Thursday Night Football. We have the Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. Chicago blowing a 24-point lead. All in the fourth quarter, by the way. Like all of it. It's not like they came back starting at it was all the fourth quarter. And they are going to be out Eddie Jackson and Jaylon Johnson, so their secondary is going to take a hit. Washington losing a very tough, I want to say controversial, but a very tough way to almost beat the Philadelphia Eagles and everything, and that's just how it goes. But Brandon, who do you got?
I got the team that's at home, has a better, better head coach that actually knows what he's doing. I got Washington. I just feel like as much as Justin Fields finally is playing and getting his opportunity to show people what he can do, like last week, Chicago head coach sucks. He should not be a head coach. And the fucked up part about it is that Justin Fields is going to take the brunt of what this dude cannot do. This is 2 times now where you drafted Justin Fields, and he had Matt Nagy, and we clearly see in Kansas City that wasn't a good idea. So, and now you're blaming this kid for what a head coach who should have never probably got the job. Because again, it's like I feel about Brandon Staley in the Chargers. How hard is it to coach the coach defense when you got like 2-3 of the best defensive players probably in a goddamn league? Like, so how hard is it really? Now you have to be the head coach of a Chicago Bears team that got you weapons, got you a defense that's supposed to take off this year. You're calling the plays on defense, and you surrendered 24 unanswered goddamn points. Actually, 28.
If we really want to get technical, they did give up 24 unanswered, but it was a 28.
They gave up 28 points unanswered last week, like against Denver. What the fuck? Like, and then on top of that, you had a chance to tie the game and go in overtime, and you went for it on 4th and 1 in a shotgun. What?
What up, Timo?
What the hell is that? Like,
yeah,
Washington is a way better prepared team Washington is, like I continue to say, Washington's going to probably not win, but at least be in the playoffs in the NFC this year because I trust Eric Bieniemy way more than I trust whatever the hell his name is, Chicago's head coach.
Epaphroditus, yes.
I trust Washington's offense against that Chicago defense. Oh, they're going to torture.
Yeah, I got Washington too, and it's for every reason you said. Look, I think for me, I think what would be best for the franchise. The only thing that's good for the franchise at Chicago right now, and it's really sad to say, but it is a true. Right now, if the season were to end, they would be at number 1 and number 2, and you can, and it's not something that this coaching staff should be excited about because they're not going to see how it's going to play out because they're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. So, I mean, the good thing is that Chicago is going to have really good draft picks this year. And really what it comes down to is, I know this much, the new guy, because I am 100% certain if they get embarrassed tomorrow by Washington, which I think they will, I cannot see how the owner of the Chicago Bears looks at the head coach and be like, we're done, bro. We're done. This is, it's just, you're going backwards. You're regressing. You're not even competing anymore. Last year, Justin Fields has to do everything, and that's what saves your job. Justin Fields did everything for you, and you couldn't get a stop for the kid. And I think it'll be best for Justin Fields to leave the city of Chicago. I think what it is, for Justin Fields, he needs a fresh start. I think the best way to go about it for him is to go to a situation where maybe he could be a backup for maybe about a year or two, see what happens, get him, because obviously it's hard to go from starter to backup, especially after what happened. Man, Timo, have fun at the game, man. Take some pictures for us, man. And, we always like to see the interactions and everything. We all love that. But I just think for Justin Fields, I think for him, a fresh start somewhere where he can probably be the backup. And if it, in a Trey Lance situation, where we know where it's heading. We know where it's heading. I know Justin Fields can play better than Dak Prescott and better than Trey Lance. But I just think for him to get his mind right, not to rush into anything, sit back. You got dealt a crappy hand, build your confidence back up, and then we know you can play, and you would be, sorted out after learning a thing or two. So I just think for me, Justin Fields just needs a fresh start. The Chicago Bears just need to reboot everything, and from top, bottom, general manager to head coach to the players on the field. And it sucks because, they had the most cap space and it's not translating to wins. And that's not to say that the players can't play. It's just the coaching staff is not doing their job at all.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's going to be like 7-8 teams that's going to be looking for quarterbacks next year. I can pretty much tell you if Justin Fields ends up on the trade market, which he pretty much is going to be on, I don't think the coach are going to need a quarterback. I don't think the Texans are going to need a quarterback. Carolina, they just got Bryce Young. They're not going to need a quarterback.
I know we can release Jimmy G and save $23 million.
But him and Kyler Murray are going to be two of the most questioned quarterbacks. Where the fuck do they go?
I'd rather go with Justin Fields than Kyler Murray.
I'm going with Justin Fields personally. I would go with.
If you told me it's between those two, I'm going with Justin Fields. With
the problem with a lot of people is that you're making it seem like Justin Fields can't play. And I literally watched him Sunday, and I'm like, dude, he can still go. When you don't give him – this is literally what I think the Chicago Bears did. Literally. Stop making him think. Just let him go out there and play. Because we forget that last year, yes, he had to do everything offensively. But people forget Chicago's already out of it. That's why he became so goddamn good. Because Chicago's already out of it, so they didn't have to really tell him a lot. Dude, just go out there and do what you do. The problem with that is you can tell when Chicago was up, they knew they just let him play.
Yeah.
The moment the game got tight, they try to make him do too much.
Yeah, and
that's a Chicago.
And I don't know what the head coach is thinking. If we're gonna suck and I'm gonna bring my own guy in, dude, what makes you think that you're gonna be here to make that pick? You ain't. You're not.
Chicago's stupid. They might do it.
It's just it would be a disservice to the fans, the diehard fans.
We knew Matt we knew Matt Nagy should have got fired as soon as Mr. Trubisky left. We knew he should have got fired. They let him stay around for a year. Chicago's stupid. They might let him.
But it would be a disservice to the Chicago Bear fans if they keep the head coach, knowing that, dude, we gave you every piece unimaginable and you regressed. It would be just a disservice to the fans of the Chicago Bears, the loyal Chicago Bear fans, because I know quite a few, and it would just be a disservice to them. That would break. That's where I would get frustrated for them.
I can literally look at Chicago and see them like doing what Houston did this year in the draft, and be like, let's draft our franchise quarterback and let's draft a defensive player.
If anything, you better get the best offensive lineman. I'm sorry. I know Marvin Harrison's out there, but you need to protect, because it doesn't matter if Justin Fields or the next quarterback is there. Your offensive line is still questionable outside of fucking Darnell Wright, who's a rookie. So you bet, and I know 3 offensive linemen right now that are good, prime, ready to be franchise left tackles heading into this draft. So you tell me. I know Marvin Harrison is there, but you need to protect your guy, whoever that is at the end of the year. But yeah, I got Washington. Next up, we have our second international game. The Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Jaguars back-to-back London games, so they are they're the away team, but Tony Khan, whatever, it's whatever. And the Buffalo Bills are the Buffalo Bills, who are actually on this win streak after week 1 where they just look flat, and they're finding their rhythm. So, Brandon, do you think jet lag is going to be a problem, or do you think Buffalo should be able to handle a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars? I gotta. These are the questions I gotta ask you, man, to make the video interesting. I know.
Listen, man. Buffalo should easily win this game.
Well, that's what we said last time when they met, and they only scored 9 freaking points.
Yeah, like they should comfortably win this game. I have no faith in the Jags. They can win this game. It's any given Sunday. Anything can fucking happen. But you played Atlanta last week. Atlanta literally has no quarterback.
They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a wide receiver. They don't have a tight end. They don't have an offensive line. But they got a badass running back.
But let everybody tell you, Kyle Pitts is still good. And Drake
but they got a badass running back. I know that. They got a badass running back. I know that much.
They got an amazing running back. They have no other.
They have nothing else. They have nothing else to show for it.
This is not that team.
Are damn near unbeatable in London. And they are. And that's the funny thing. They are. They are.
The Jags are playing against a Buffalo team. Yes, they lost Tre'Davious White for the year. Jordan Poyer should play, but I don't know.
He should be back. It's still up in the air. Absolutely.
Yeah. But Von Miller says, I am playing. And that right there tells me all I need to know. Trevor Lawrence, good fucking luck. Because that is enough for me to get nervous. Like, that is already enough for me to get nervous. Let's be real. Jacksonville last week against Atlanta didn't really do a lot. They didn't have to do a lot. Atlanta's offense sucks, which I've been telling people, but who am I? Jacksonville didn't have to do anything. You're going to have to do something this week, and I don't think Trevor Lawrence is ready for that. I don't think Trevor Lawrence
we got a comment right here. Jags win, book it. For me, I'm going to go with Buffalo.
Okay, Jags win. Who's guarding Stephon Diggs? Who's stopping Stephon Diggs?
Tyson Campbell, probably.
Yeah, that shit ain't gonna work.
And don't get me wrong, Tyson Campbell is a solid corner in the NFL.
I literally saw last week.
Oh man, my brother. Let's go Green Bay. He really wants to tank for that Caleb Williams. He really wants that kid, man.
Listen, I watched the Atlanta Falcons score a touchdown, a passing touchdown, with Drake London on the Jags last week. You telling me Josh Allen, who's been throwing for like 300 yards the last 3 fucking games since the first week, is going to struggle against the Jags? Good luck. Okay, good luck.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you're across the pond, anything can really happen because.
Anything can happen.
But here's the thing for me. This isn't much more that I think Buffalo is going to win. This is much more. To me, it's more of a challenge to the team of Buffalo because they've heard all of it after that week 1 matchup. You used to be the third man, and I've been saying this for a long time. You used to be the third team in the AFC. In a 3-man race, I can't even feel confident. And to be honest with you, I still don't even feel like they're confident enough to be the third best team in the AFC still because of all the surprises that's happening. But I think to me, if you want us to start showing you a little bit more respect, the old mantra is you can beat anybody, anytime, anywhere. You have to beat the Jaguars. It's not so much you have to beat them. In order for us to believe that the Buffalo Bills are back, you have to beat any team, anywhere, anytime, any place, any freaking universe. So I have the Buffalo Bills winning only because of the fact that, yes, I get it. You mentioned it earlier. Tre'Davious White is out. I wish him nothing but the best because it is so shitty for a player of his caliber to have back-to-back injury seasons like that. And it sucks. It totally sucks. But I am happy Von Miller's back because I know he's getting at the end of it, and it's been very fun to watch Von Miller play all these years. But, for me, this Bills team needs to win only because of the fact that if you want us to consider you being one of the better teams in the AFC to get to the Super Bowl, you got to beat this team. You have to beat this team. I don't care if they've been there over a week already. You got to beat this team.
I need people to understand something. This might be the only shot the Bills have to actually get to a fucking Super Bowl. Because Kansas City sucks on offense. That is it.
Your biggest threats, Kansas City and Cincinnati, are down so bad, but yet we still don't believe. Like, that's how messed up it is. Like, we still don't believe that they can get it.
Be like, all these other teams literally look bad as hell. But
we still don't believe you can get there. Like, there's a little ounce of doubt that it's like, oh my God. Of course this team had it getting your way. Of course this team had it getting your way. And that would be such a Buffalo Bill thing. That would be such a Bill thing. Like, that would be such a crappy way. It's like, dude, your two oppositions for the last 2 years are down so bad. Nothing. And it's like,
Baltimore, then you play Baltimore, get your ass whooped.
oh, don't even say that, dude. Don't even say that. Don't even say that. Okay, look, I don't even know how to really rely this game. Carolina has to go to Detroit. Brandon, please tell me you have the Lions over the Panthers so we could just move on.
Of course I got Detroit. Why would the hell I would pick?
All right, look, it's not the fact that we don't believe in the Panthers. It's just put it like this. The Panthers are in the same boat that Detroit was 3 years ago. They're learning how to play. They're learning how to play. Detroit was a little bit ahead of the ball, but the thing is, Detroit actually earned it by drafting well and competing well. And I got to tell you, after that week 2 loss, that defense has back-to-back weeks. They have shown up. They have bulked up. They have done what they had to do. The Panthers are still trying to find a win, and the Lions are on an 11-day freaking break. Not to say that the Panthers don't have the talent. I just don't think they have the depth defensively to keep up with this offense. That's why I'm going to go with Detroit.
Well, the Detroit Lions had an 11-day freaking layoff after week 1, and they got their ass handed to them against Seattle. So, I don't.
Yeah, but Seattle's actually pretty decent. Like,
Seattle's really good, and I agree. But Detroit, listen, I of course I got Detroit winning this game. I got Detroit winning the goddamn NFC North, and I think Detroit's the second best team in the NFC.
Oof, that's still tough for me to. That's still tough for me to.
That's still
tough for me to admit it.
Hey, Juan, you don't have to say it. I say it for you because I know I say it for you. I got you.
I love Detroit, but the second.
They are the second. They are the second best team.
Second?
The second
That's tough.
best team in the NFC.
That's tough, man. I would. It would take.
It is the Eagles and it is Detroit, and then San Francisco and Dallas are going to play Sunday for the Bulls.
Hey, Carolina, move over. The Raiders are the worst team. Detroit. Here we go. Detroit after Philly. Oh, boy. Here we go. We got the Italian guy and the final score here. Here we go. Now we know it's interesting. But, yeah, I got Detroit, too. Listen, it's just – it's not to say that Carolina can't win. It's just the problem is they're trying to figure out what they're trying to do. They're trying to figure out their team. And we know it's a rebuilding phase. We kind of knew that already. But Detroit is already past that stage. They're in a stage where they're ready to rock and roll. So, and I think they got a good opportunity to keep increasing their lead in that division. So, Detroit coach is a godsend. Yeah, well, I mean, he's relatable. He's relatable as hell to the blue collar people. I mean, biting shins and shit. I mean, what are you gonna do? All right, here we go. We got a division game coming up. We got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. And listen, you don't have to trust Goff. The thing is, Goff is in a system where it's okay. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing crazy about it. Now,
I trust Jared Goff way more than Brock fucking Purdy.
bless Dan Campbell. Yeah, bless the man. He look, if anybody deserves respect on taking a team that was at the bottom of the pit to turning them into a team that we all like are falling in love with, that's Dan Campbell. So yes, bless the man. Bless the man. So look, we got the Titans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Look, we know what the Titans are and we know what the Colts are. Anthony Richardson is playing just well enough to exceed the expectations of being number 4 overall. Ryan Tannehill is playing just as bad to where people is finally understanding that he's just not that guy no more. He's not that guy. Even in his best year, when he went to the AFC Championship, that was it. That was it. And it was still good enough. So, Brandon, I guess it's a tough one because I don't even know what to call it because let's be real, the Titans defense is actually pretty good. They're holding their own. It's just that offense, man. They need to. Thank you, final score. Look, the Titans defense, they're just, one of those teams that you know what's coming. Because if Derrick Henry can't get going, unfortunately, teams are going to dare Ryan Tannehill to throw, and it's just, we know the results. For the Colts, it's, yes, you get Jonathan Taylor off the PUP list. It's just Anthony Richardson is still the quarterback of this team, and this is still what it is. So, Brandon, I guess I got to ask you, who do you got, the Titans or the Colts? There's no wrong answers here, honestly, because this is really such a close matchup that nobody really wants to admit.
I literally yesterday was like, holy shit, I don't know who to pick because I don't trust either one of these teams, and I cannot tell you.
Hey, I had the same feeling too, bro. I had the same feeling too.
I'm like, who the fuck is going to win this game? I went Tennessee.
Okay.
The reason why I went Tennessee is not because of Ryan Tannehill. Fuck no.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
I took Tennessee because of Derrick Henry, and I like you said, if you ask me which defense is going to be better, to me, it's going to be Tennessee. I think Tennessee can stop Anthony Richardson enough. I do want to point out, Tennessee has sucked on the road.
Oh, they've been bad.
Awful on the road.
Oh, it's god-awful. It's god-awful.
So, I don't know how this game is going to physically go, but I do know this. I think Tennessee wins because Anthony Richardson is still a rookie. He can't win all these goddamn divisions.
But can we admit he's playing better than expected, being number 4 overall?
Listen, did I not have him at number fucking 1?
You had him at number 1. You had him at number 1. I'm going to give you your props. Yes, people, Brandon had Anthony Richardson at number 1 for Carolina to freaking take at that time. And I thought he was crazy. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
But I do think Tennessee wins this game, despite Ryan Tannehill probably throwing the goddamn ball like.
I get it. I get it. And see, for me, you know how I am in close games. I like to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts on this one. And you know what? I think they can really pull it off because I don't think the Titans' defense is good. The problem is their 2 losses have come in such a bad fashion from that they don't really know how to defend the unpredictable. when they lost to the Saints, they didn't expect a third and long deep ball.
Yeah.
When they got embarrassed, it's because they didn't expect the game to go that way. And I don't think they know how to contain the unpredictability now of Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson in one freaking field. And I think that's the problem with this defense. If you told this Titans defense to play a like normal NFL offense, I think they can outplay any. I think the defense can stop it majority of the time. But when it comes to unpredictability, I just think they don't have the talent to stop that. And that's why I'm going to go with Anthony Richardson. They're just not ready yet to prepare for the unpredictability. And that's why I'm going Indianapolis over Tennessee. Look, the next game, it's the Giants going up against the Dolphins. Brandon, you got the Dolphins, right? I mean, you really got the Dolphins?
Damn sure I got Daniel Jones.
I mean, what are you gonna do, man? I mean, listen, I know Miami suffered a tough defeat. I know they did, but we're talking about the New York freaking Giants, man. We're talking about listen. When Brian Daboll is throwing iPads on the bench, cursing you out halfway as you're walking to the bench, I think it's safe to say that, you could tell who was willing to pay him that money and who wasn't. And I don't think Brian Daboll had in his mind, I wanted to pay this dude $40 million a fucking year. I don't think that was in his mind, bro.
I think the question that we really need to ask, because last time Miami was at home, they scored 70 fucking points. The question that we need to ask is, will they hit 70 again? Because I think they can. I think they get it. I think they can get 70 again.
I don't.
I would not be surprised.
It is so tough. Actually, we have a couple comments here. Let's see here. Philly forever. I can't say that comment, but he did another one. Eagles 17, the Rams 0. So he protects the Eagles to shut them out here. Final score. I need to steal you away and get you on my show, buddy. Oh, thank you so much, man. I'm available anytime. And that Italian guy, sunglasses, the cool emoji dude, and a little defense. And Phillies forever commented again. Viking fans are terrible. I don't think they're that bad. But I think that's just, that's not here or there.
Wait, the Vikings got fans? What the fuck is going on?
I kind of disagree, but, they are coming to Las Vegas. So I will see if maybe they're right. So we'll see. But yeah, I got the Dolphins over the Giants too. Look, it's just not. Let me put it to you like this.
I like how you're trying to explain the Giants' terribleness.
Brian Daboll knows he probably only has one chance at this, one chance of being a head coach. And it's probably going to get squandered away because he's got Daniel Jones as his quarterback. There it is. And so there it is. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins over the Giants. It's not even a freaking discussion at this. Put it like this. It is not worth the time that we even talked about. So there it is. Next up, we got the Saints taking on New England. New England dealing with a major blow, as we have found out that Matthew Judon and Christian Gonzalez, both outstanding defensive players for that team, are going to be missing a significant amount of time. They just made a trade. So J.C. Jackson left, went to the Chargers for a little bit. He is now back. So he is now back in New England to, kind of replace that Christian Gonzalez deal until Christian Gonzalez comes back. So Brandon, I ask you, the Saints obviously have now dropped their last two, not because of the defense, but because of the porous performance of the offense. God, I love saying that now. Sorry, Brandon. I love saying that now. It brings me a smile to my freaking face, man. Not because I'm tired of seeing your team lose, but because it's like, I wonder why it was so porous. Oh, beautiful, man. Beautiful. I mean, and what's funny is that, it took us 9 years to get rid of them. You guys want them gone after 4 fucking games. So anyway, Brandon, do you have your Saints or do you have New England winning this one? Good guy.
I'm going Saints. only reason why is because when we played a non-athletic quarterback week 1, we won. Ryan Tannehill could kind of run, but not like that. Mac Jones is a goddamn statue. Like he might as well just be sitting like in damn Times Square somewhere, just being in the middle of the damn street, because nobody would notice that he's there. He's a goddamn statue.
It's pretty rough.
The offensive line of the Patriots are not that good.
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
I disagree with the Saints defense didn't do anything last year. That's last week. That's a damn lie. They sucked last week. Baker Mayfield looked like he was back in Oklahoma.
And that's when you know you're in for a long day. That's when you know you're in for a long day.
It was a bad game, but listen, do I think the offense is back to fuck? I think the offense is until we fire Pete Carmichael, we gonna suck offensively. But what we can do,
yeah, I heard that one before too, especially at the quarterback. You know, as long as we get, you know, maybe we get him in the.
It was such a fucking terrible game last week. They kept trying to throw deep shots. I don't know fucking why. It didn't make any fucking sense. The best thing about this is that you just said, no Matt Judon, no Christian Gonzalez, J.C. Jackson. Yes, he's coming back, but how much
there it goes.
Really play? It just doesn't know. Like I got the Saints, but I'm fucking. If we lose to New England, I would not be surprised.
By the way, my Brewers just went down. By the way, that's against Arizona too. Against Arizona, man. Like of all.
He's like, the Brewers are going. The Brewers are going to the World Series.
5-2. Gosh Almighty, man. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my Angels, man, but there was a part of me that said, "Man, I think Milwaukee can do it this year." That's the end of that. 5-2.
Yeah, that point died just 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, the Price is Right theme song just went bum bum ba bum. No. Yeah, no. Listen, I have the Saints too, and I think it couldn't have come at a better time because obviously we know the struggles are real when it comes to this offense. I think the saving grace here is that New England is kind of banged up. We know their offensive line is just, if not as bad as worse than New Orleans is playing right now. And I know the defense can get there faster than the Patriots defense right now, only because of due to those injuries. Now, it could be a good opportunity for, Keon White to kind of step into the role, the second rounder that they drafted this year, to see how he looks and everything. Obviously there is a question, is Cesar Ruiz, how's he going to look now? It's just a lot of questions. But, I mean, right now, losing Matthew Judon and Christian Gonzalez is just a big blow. It's just too much to overcome, especially when I know you're bringing back J.C. Jackson, but you're bringing him back. And Keon White is still a rookie. So I think for me, the Saints should win this one. And I'm not saying that they're going to dominate, but they should win this one. Listen,
we got better skill players than the Patriots. We had better skill players than Green Bay. And Green Bay literally had nobody. They had Jameer Alexander was out. Aaron Jones was out. David Bakhtiari was out.
Here's the thing, though, and this is what pisses me off. If Carr was hurt, he should have just stayed out, bro. Like, dude, I get it. You want to play, but like I said, it's
not a physical injury. It's more of a mental thing. Motherfucker, check the ball down. If you really are hurt, check the goddamn ball down. Why are you taking sacks? The fuck is wrong with you? The fuck is wrong with you? Why?
9 years, bro. I heard it for 9 years, bro. You're just getting to you're not even inside the door. You're outside of the club waiting to get inside to see how this goes for you. I'm just saying. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. So here's the deal. Here's the deal where I think Mike Tomlin is starting to lose his grip to reality a little bit. He truly believes that Matt Canada is a great offensive coordinator. And see, last Sunday when he said, "Oh, there's going to be some changes," I'm like, "Oh, that's it. Matt Canada's done." Still on the team. Look, I think the Steelers team can be a good team. But this offensive coordinator has to go. Matt Canada, he's hindering the progression of Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, everybody else around him. They're hindering the progress. This offensive line is bad. Najee Harris looks old. In his third year, he looks like an old man running back there. The Ravens, on the other hand, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Yes, Deshaun Watson took himself out in that game last week. He made himself a healthy scratch. And I don't know what to say other than the Ravens is like they did a good job drafting. They gave Lamar Jackson what he's been looking for, his weapon. And him and Zay Flowers are doing beautiful things, and everybody else is all clicking. You know, the defense is clicking, and I can see I'm getting to a point where if the Ravens win again, it's getting to a point where I can see the Ravens like, I think this could be it if everybody stays healthy. So, Brandon, who do you got? Do you have the Ravens or do you got the Steelers?
I got the Ravens. I got the Ravens. Listen, speaking as a guy that had Matt Judon as an offensive coordinator in college, Matt Canada as an offensive coordinator in college for LSU, get his ass out the building. Fire him today. Like, I saw this man have Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, and Leonard Fournette, and we could barely score 17 fucking points. This is the NFL.
Some things never change, do they, Brandon?
Some shit just don't change. I said that literally last night. I'm like, bro, like if I was them, I had this dude as.
Here we go, Steve. Here we go with Steve comments here. Cup about to have the Rams up there. He's back too. This is where it's going to get interesting. But go ahead.
But listen, I think Pittsburgh is so goddamn screwed. And Mike Tomlin is not gonna get fired. I don't think people understand. Mike Tomlin's not getting fired. But what I do think is this: I think he could ruin, like you said, Kenny Pickett, who can play. The man got now a bruise, a groin bruise on his knee. Like, if he plays Sunday, good fucking luck. I don't know how you're gonna move around in that capacity with an injury like that against the Ravens with that offensive line and no running game. I don't know how you're gonna move. But good fucking luck, kid. I got Baltimore winning this game. Lamar's gonna do what Lamar does, and Pittsburgh fans gonna be booing the goddamn offense by the second fucking quarter.
I thought you were gonna say by the second play. I thought you were gonna say by the second play. Thank God he gave him a quarter.
I give him the first drive of the second quarter.
I thought that's what you were really gonna say. The second play. Look, I got Baltimore too. And that's the thing. I have Baltimore too. And the reason I have Baltimore in this is right now, when you're in a division like the AFC North, it's not about how talented you are. Talent is one thing. It's how healthy you are. And right now, Baltimore is healthy. They are minus the Indianapolis game. They have looked like a complete.
That was such a shaky fucking game. That was in rain. You didn't know what the fuck you were expecting.
Minus the tell me this. Minus the Indianapolis game, Baltimore has looked a complete team, start to finish. I can't even say that about teams like Philadelphia because they're shaky at times. I can't say that about certain teams, but Philadelphia. I can't even say that about Miami, because they've given up some things. But when you really look at it, the Baltimore Ravens have looked complete from start to finish in all their games with injuries. And that's why I got Baltimore in this one, because it's just they can overcome their injuries. Pittsburgh is still too young to learn how to do that. And that's why I have Baltimore. They're just really that good. And the thing is, knowing your opposition is hurt, knowing that if you win this one, you win 2 division games in a row, which is like literally great for you down the road. 3, yep, excuse me, 3. If they clear this one, you'll have 3. Dude, ain't nothing left to hold you back, bro. You just keep doing what you're doing, and you got the AFC North in the bag, baby. That's it. So
I said this last night, and I said it here. The Baltimore Ravens are the second best team in the AFC.
and it's looking that way. And it's about time Lamar Jackson gets some respect up in this bitch. It's about time. Next up, we have.
He's only got Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. That's all the fuck he's got. And no running game. And he's killing.
He is the running game.
He really is.
He really is the running game. What are you talking about? Like, and I think that's what makes it dynamic. But, I got the Ravens over the Steelers too. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.
Huh? Skip the game. Did we talk about Houston?
I am so sorry. Yes, I totally forgot about Houston. Totally forgot about Houston. Go ahead, Brandon. Break it down for us, man, since I forgot.
I got Houston. I don't trust Atlanta's passing game for nothing, and I think CJ Stroud.
Yeah, that's how bad it was. I have Houston too. Like, look, dude.
We skipped the whole game because we're like, Houston gonna win it.
Like, dude, it's huge. Like, here's the thing. CJ Stroud has looked amazing. The team is starting to click. Atlanta is looking like Atlanta again. That's the end of the story, folks. That's the end of the story.
Hey, listen. The general manager of Atlanta.
God, I hate that guy.
Kyle Pitts has got the best hands in the fucking
Oh my God.
What the fuck was he smoking that day? What is he on? What's he taking?
I'll never forgive him, bro. I'll never till. And here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. I hope I never see him, because I would literally tell him, dude, you ruined Atlanta sports for like decades, bro. I hope you're proud of that.
Listen. Kyle Pitts has the best hands in that draft class. He's got the best hands.
Yes, because Jamar Chase died.
And Drake London was clearly the best receiver.
Because Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave came down with the flu. Give me a break, bro. Give me a break, man. Now, I will say this. I'll give him props for drafting Bijan Robinson. That's great. That's about it. That's all I can give you, bro. I can't.
That's about it. And even that is kind of like a questionable one, because it's like you had so many other opportunities. You could have did extra shit.
You could have had Michael Parsons. You could have had Jamar Chase. Could have.
Jalen fucking Carter. Like, what are you doing?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if everything turned out the way it did? Michael Parsons and Jalen Carter on the same defensive line. Yeah, that would have been great.
I don't think that would have happened. I think Atlanta would have won a couple of games, but that couldn't have happened.
No, they'll fuck it up somehow. But no, you had to go with the best hands in Kyle Pitts, who I had at 16, but they thought whatever, man. Yeah, Houston by infinity and beyond. All right, and beyond. Houston by infinity and beyond. All right, here we go. Next up, we got the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Say what you want about the Arizona Cardinals. Not just the Cardinals itself, but Joshua freaking Dobbs. The man is like the Undertaker. He just will not die. He will play. He knows his team is crap. He knows he doesn't have an offensive line. He knows his running game is old. He knows he has no wide receivers. But the man does not say die. The man gets knocked down, gets up like the Undertaker, and tries it again. Like that, I'm telling you. And the Cardinals are doing everything in their power to freaking lose. And yet he's like, I won't ever quit on this team. That alone should get him a contract in Arizona. Like, that alone should get him another opportunity in Arizona when they start playing this right. And then you got the Bengals, who, I'm going to be honest with you, call it what you want. Inconsistent play, injuries. If they lose this one, I would be really concerned about shutting down Joe Burrow for the rest of the year and just be like, look, man, the AFC is just only going to get tougher from here. We're in no position to come back, especially if we keep hurting, if we keep putting our guy that we just gave all this money to and he keeps getting hurt. You can't keep re-aggravating something because eventually it's not going to be a re-aggravation. It's going to be personal. So, Brandon, who do you got? Do you have the Arizona Cardinals or do you have the Cincinnati Bengals?
Good God Almighty.
You thought you would never have to think this hard during Week 5, did you?
Especially this game.
This of all games, right? Of all games, this is the one.
Fucking games. This game. I'm going Cincinnati because I feel like they have to fucking win this game. They have to. If they do not win this game, I am with you. It's over. Joe Burrow, sit your ass down. You're done. If somehow, some stroke of fucking luck, we end up back in a good position, maybe we bring you back. But you should sit. You cannot play in the rest of these games until you hit them. This is a very bad situation for Cincinnati. And I can't believe I'm about to say this. This might be the worst team to play against. With the Cincinnati Bengals, that's a very bad situation.
Could you imagine Arizona winning this one and they're like, guys, we got our 2 expected wins. Yay.
I mean, it could fucking happen.
What's funny is one of them was against the Cowboys. But anyway, that's...
But I've been saying this, man. Cincinnati's offensive line sucks. And it's been 2-3 years now. You've been trying to fix this fucking offensive line Super Bowl. And it's gotten worse. It's not gotten better.
There are 3 offensive tackles in this draft, Brandon, that could be franchise left tackles, and Cincinnati should think about getting one. I'm just saying.
I've never seen an offensive line. You say all these goddamn people, and it got fucking worse. I can't believe I'm about to say you probably should have did. You stuck with the goddamn offensive line that got you to the Super Bowl. You knew. What they were. This is who has to win this game. So you
Of
lose
course.
this game. You're not catching.
Of
I don't
course.
think you catch Cleveland or Baltimore. And let's say Pittsburgh, you fire Matt Canada and they turn their season around. I don't know what this Cincinnati team. I don't know what Cincinnati is.
They're just a broken down team, and that's just due to playing so many games years prior, and it catches up to you eventually. But I got Cincinnati in this one too, only just due to the fact that Jamar Chase is going to be open this game. Don't get it twisted. Jamar Chase will be fucking open this game. Do not get it twisted. He will be open. He will be open this game. And that's the thing. I think I appreciate the fight of Josh Dobbs. I appreciate the fight. It's just not there. It's just this team is not there for. If everybody if some quarterbacks had the 10th heart of Joshua Dobbs, if some quarterbacks in this league had the 10th of heart of Joshua Dobbs, they would be freaking Pro Bowlers, 100%. They'd be Pro Bowlers 100%. That's all I'm saying. But the Bengals, I think they're just going to be too much. I just don't think that offensive line is good because there's nothing wrong with the defense. Like, let's not get it twisted. It's just the offense keeps going 3 and out, and the defense has to be there to try to make something happen. But I believe their front 4 can get through Arizona this week, and I do expect Cincinnati to win this one. So give me the Bengals. All right, Steve, I hope you're still with us, man. I hope you're still hanging around. But also, if you're in the California area, in Victorville, Pomona area by any chance, Mamba Fades, go check him out. He's a cool barber and everything. I actually have to see if he has any availability here in a couple weeks. I got a wedding to go to. and I got to see if I can do something about getting a cut. So, Steve, let me know your availability on a couple weeks, my man. Hopefully, I get to see you, hang out with your family a little bit, and then I get a nice little cut because it's about that time. But anyway, the next game we have the Los Angeles Rams taking on Philadelphia Eagles. The Rams are going to get Cooper Kupp back, Puka Nuka, fantasy hero of the season, the fantasy hero, that nobody ever knew, didn't even know who people didn't even know who he was unless you were like a draft junkie like I was. All right, there it is. But Puka Nuka should just be, I think Cooper Kupp and Puka Nuka are gonna reenact the Batman scene where Cooper Kupp goes up to him. I never got to thank you. And you never will. For holding it down until he came back, for holding it down at the wide receiver position, for holding it down to be like, hey, you'll never have to. And then just walk away into the darkness and everything. But the Eagles are coming into town. They are, as we mentioned, they're undefeated. They're 4-0. Brandon, who do you got, my man, and why?
I got Philly.
Oh.
I got Philly.
Heartbreak.
We got to see how Cooper Kupp
gets back into the groove of things. I get it.
We got to see how he's going to look. I mean,
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
There's been games with the Rams, that running back, Williams, who's really good, but also, if you shut him down, what is Matthew Stafford?
It was a little frightening to see a couple plays where, the Colts did shut it down, and then it's like they've reverted back to their old ways, and they can't afford that. They can't afford that.
Like, as much as the Rams has won 2 games and it's shocking as hell, that offensive line is going up against one of the best front fours this entire fucking league. And I don't think that Matthew Stafford is that athletic like Sam Howell. And Sam Howell's not as athletic, but he can at least get the hell out of the pocket. I don't think this is a good game for Matthew Stafford. I don't think this is going to be a good game for him.
No.
And I think that offensive line, we're going to see them stop Aaron Donald. And that's pretty much what you only have to stop on that defensive line of the Rams is Aaron fucking Donald. So
that's going to be such a great one. Aaron Donald versus Jason Kelce. That's going to be such a great – oh, that's going to be so fun. I am literally just tuning – I am leaving Red Zone just to go to the main channel just to watch that specifically. That's it. So, listen, I got Philadelphia too.
4th and 1, especially if they use like a 4th and 1.
The what is it called? The push? The what is it? The push? The tush push?
The brotherly push, some shit right there.
I don't know. The brotherly push. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, no. Look, it's going to be a good game, especially the in between battles. I just got Philly too. I just think Philly. The difference between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Rams, it's going to come down to one thing. It's going to come down to depth at the end of the game. The Rams almost blew it against the Indianapolis Colts. That has no depth. They can't play like that against this Eagles team because if they do, it's going to be over before the game starts. If they can hang around in the 4th, maybe they have a shot, and that's still a maybe. So,
and despite what people want to say, Philly started kind of shape into who they are. Defensively, they're not had a really good game.
And Swift looks healthier than ever, by the way.
Yeah, and they had a good game against Tampa defensively, but the offense sucked.
I'll tell you this much.
It was the defense sucking, but the offense was good. So I think this might be the game where they just put it all together and just dominate.
And I'll tell you what, this Kelce Swift combo in Philadelphia, man, it's beautiful.
Good,
man, they're really good, bro. They're really good.
It's like a match made it happen.
It is. So sorry, Steve. Sorry, my Ram family. It would be an incredible feat to overcome this time if they play like they did last Sunday.
It really fucking would, yeah.
Oh my God. Here we go. Next game. The New York Jets are going to take on the Denver Broncos. Oh my God. Okay. The Broncos finally won their first game of the year. Yes, they had to come back from that huge deficit to beat the Chicago Bears. And the Jets almost came away with the victory against the Kansas City Swifts, or I'm sorry, the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say, and I don't know what to say. Sean Payton still hates Russell Wilson, and Robert Saleh, is going to stick with this guy, even though it's a chance of him getting fired, which would be good for the league because if you need a defensive coordinator, I know a guy. Brandon, who do you got? Do you got the Broncos or do you have the Jets?
I have the Jets. I think the Jets gonna beat Denver. Reason why? Sean Payton talking shit about the goddamn offensive coordinator of the Jets. That's like a setup on a setup. What are you doing? Like, you're not supposed to. How you gonna talk shit about the offensive coordinator and then your offense can't do shit?
Their offense is scoring less points than Nathaniel Hackett's last year. That tells me, wow. Talk about karma. Talk about karma slapping you in the face, bro.
At least with Nathaniel Hackett, he wasn't able to talk shit about Russell Wilson. You were there and talking shit about Russell Wilson every fucking game.
Hey, I get it, bro. You don't like Russell Wilson. Just wait till the season's over so you can cut him already, bro. I get it.
Oh my God, this is bad. Oh my God. I think the Jets defense is going to have an amazing game. Plus, on top of that, we forget last year when they played each other, Breece Hall had like a 70-yard run before he got injured. He broke like a 70-yard run on the defense. And here's the thing. The Denver Broncos defense was actually better last year. And so this just tells you all you need to know. I don't trust this fucking Denver Broncos team at all.
Do I expect the Jets offense and the Denver Broncos offense to put a repeat performance like they did last Sunday? Hell no. So I'm going to take the defense that actually will show out, and I'm going to go with the New York Jets because their defense is just better than the Denver Broncos. I'm sorry. I mean, I just don't expect this offense. I don't expect none of these offense to have a repeat performance like they did last week. So there it is. Next up, we have the Chiefs taking on the Vikings. Vikings, another heartbreaker, just another heartbreaker. It's just they won, but it's like
they won, but shit.
like you weren't supposed to struggle against Carolina, bro. Know what I mean? And the Chiefs, they came away with the Sunday night victory. Last week was just weird for everybody. It was very weird for everybody involved, all right? I'm very jealous of the teams that have a bye week because they're like, what the fuck was that last week? And now that's what happens. So, Brandon, do you have the Chiefs or do you have the Vikings? Do you have the Chiefs or not?
Make it seem like the Vikings had a chance. Okay, it's like I got Kansas City because Minnesota is not the Jets on defense. That's pretty much it. Minnesota is not the Jets on defense.
The Chiefs offense is going to look good and the Kansas City Chiefs offense is back. No, they're not. They play the Minnesota Vikings. That's why. I mean, if you have a terrible offense and you want to feel good about yourself, play the Minnesota Vikings defense. You'll be.
I saw Daniel Jones carve up the Vikings defense. That's all the fuck I need to say.
That's everything I need to know, bro. That is everything I need to know. I got the Chiefs too. Look, and here's why. Like you said, the Vikings are not the Jets defense. Props to Brian Flores trying to fix it, but there is a lot more issues than just coaching in there. I'll tell you that much. Give me the Chiefs over the Vikings.
Listen, I also with that situation, like you said, Kansas City offense is gonna probably look really good in this game, but Kansas City offense is awful. Nobody wants to admit it because they got Patrick Mahomes, and they got Andy Reid, and it's gonna work out. No, the fuck it's not. They got a terrible fucking offense. They cannot create separation. They got all that speed and cannot create separation.
That is such the most oxymoron thing I've ever heard. Like all that speed and you can't separate, man. Like
you can't separate.
Like I get it. Tyreek Hill might just be a speed guy, but at least he knows how to separate. Damn it.
Yo, you got Kadarius Toney because he can separate.
Listen, I understand that Deshaun Jackson and Tyreek Hill might have been one-trick ponies in their lifetime, but it's because they know how to separate. That's why they're so good at what they do. Okay.
This is the worst offenses look. This is what we thought they would look like with Tyreek Hill gone. But at least last year, with Eric Bieniemy, he created a way where these receivers could at least get some fucking separation. I don't know if they can even get that right now, but people are not going to admit it because they got Patrick fucking Mahomes. I don't give a shit if you got Patrick Mahomes. Look at the receivers. Travis Kelce could barely get fucking open.
It's bad.
What the fuck we ever say?
It's rough. It's just rough to watch. I mean, listen, I got Kansas City too, and it's only because of the fact they're playing Minnesota, and it's just look, Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, they're gonna have amazing games. They're gonna have an amazing game. The rest of the other ones, not so much. Yeah, give me the Chiefs over Minnesota. Next up, we have what could possibly be a NFC Championship match. That's why I'm saying it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Don't you shake your head. Let me finish my sentence.
I'm telling everybody that it's not.
Let me finish my sentence, Brandon. Let me finish my sentence. I said it's possibly an NFC Championship match between the Dallas Cowboys and while they visit the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we all know the story. The San Francisco 49ers have eliminated the Dallas Cowboys 2 years in a row in the playoffs. This is not the playoffs. This is the regular season. Both defenses have played extremely well up until this point. And for the first time, it looks like Dallas offense finally clicked after losing an embarrassing loss to Arizona. San Francisco balanced all through and through. Closer to Philly. Brandon, who do you got and why?
Believe it or not, I got Dallas. I got Dallas.
I knew it. Yes.
I think Dallas is actually going to win this game. The reason why is because this is going to be more of a test for Brock Purdy than it's going to be for Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
We know what Dak Prescott is. We have no idea what the fuck Brock Purdy is.
Well, I mean, if you listen to NFL media, he's the next godsend of Tom Brady, apparently,
Clearly. I mean, listen, have you not seen him these last fucking games? Listen, literally look at the teams. Like, Dallas and San Francisco, look at the teams. When the Dallas Cowboys have won, what the fuck does Dak need to do? Dak doesn't need to do a damn thing. Just get on the field and not fucking
Oh, I mean, let's be fair. Last week they did play New England, so, I mean, the defense took care of that immediately.
But, like, it's that. It's like, and I think this is going to be the first time the San Francisco 49ers defense actually gets tested. They haven't had a team to play yet. They got tested. Pittsburgh Steelers offense sucks. Now we know Pittsburgh offense sucks. So now we can really be like, well, week one kind of was like the obvious gimme. Because the damn offense sucked. Week two, we played the 49ers, and they actually could have beat you. I mean, the Rams. And they actually could have beat you. They had enough to beat you. They just wasn't ready yet. And then you played the Giants and the Arizona Cardinals for like 2 games straight. Yeah, you're supposed to win those games. They haven't been tested. And I don't think, also, and that offensive line on the 49ers also hasn't been tested. Now you better get Michael Parsons coming in your building. Good fucking luck. Like, and DeMarcus Lawrence is healthy. I got Dallas. I think Dallas could actually beat them because Brock Purdy might actually have to make throws in his game that he might not be ready for. I don't think he's ready to make those caliber of throws. I know people gonna sit and say, well, he made it last year. Barely. Josh Kittle literally dropped the fucking ball. Like in the playoffs, people get like Josh Kittle bobbed the ball like 3 seconds, like walking his way down the field. Like I don't think Brock Purdy Purdy's that guy. And I think he's going to get tested in this game, and I think they're going to lose. I think Dallas gets this game.
This was a very tough game for me to call, too. This was very tough.
I don't know why it wasn't a tough game for me, though. This was not a tough game.
This was actually pretty tough, only because of the fact that, yes, I have been preaching now that I have the Dallas Cowboys winning the NFC East, and I really do. Still in my heart believe that could happen. As much as I like the 49ers defense, as much as I know that they have more talent offensively than the Dallas Cowboys, that's why I'm going with the 49ers. I think it's just a matter of matchup. The Trevon Diggs injury couldn't have come at a worse time. It couldn't have not come at a worse time. And I get it that the 49ers haven't been tested, but we're not going to pretend like they just didn't play just some odd months ago. How much could you have really changed in between that time?
Well, at least we know Ezekiel Elliott is not going to take the fucking snap at the end.
Okay, that is one play. One play. Yes, that will not happen on Sunday. We will not see a running back. Hike, help me. Help me. Poor Zeke. Oh, he had the face of help. We're not going to see that. But I truly believe the 49ers are going to win this only because of the fact that they're more healthier heading into this than Dallas is. I think they have more talent than the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that they have a better coach than the Dallas Cowboys. And I think what it's really going to come down to is special teams. And if you're telling me to bet on special teams, I trust the 49ers special teams more than I do the Dallas Cowboys special teams. So give me the 49ers.
This is such a game that I think a lot of people don't know. Because again, like I said, I haven't seen Brock Purdy in a game where he had to be tested.
We're gonna see.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't. And also, something that me and you both have said for preseason, this one not as long as line ain't as great as it used to be.
Right.
So I don't. If Dallas can actually get pressure, I don't know if Brock Purdy can really withstand that situation. I don't think he can. And I think that is why I feel like Dak has, even though Dak is going to do Dak shit in this game, I don't think Dak is going to be great in this goddamn game. But for what he needs to do, I think he can get a game. And I think also him feeling motivated because he feels like the last couple of years they should have beaten the 49ers. It pretty much was on him, and he couldn't get it done. Like you also said, this isn't a playoff game. This is a regular season. They can easily win the regular season game. Now in the playoffs, that's a way different conversation.
Yeah, it's totally different. And lastly, we have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday Night Football. The Packers losing a heartbreaker on Thursday Night Football. Back-to-back primetime. Kudos to them. Kudos for them. And they lost a heartbreaker at Lambeau against Detroit. And the Raiders were ever so close of trying to come back. And it's just, unfortunately, Asante Samuel just snipped it out. Just perfect timing. Perfect timing. So, Brandon, in a game that feels like it is a must-win for both teams for different reasons. One, for the Packers to kind of continue to be in that playoff hunt, and for the Raiders to kind of just, give the fans a little something like, hey, everything will work itself out. Who do you got in this Monday Night Football matchup? Do you have the Packers or do you have the Raiders in this one?
Oh, man. I'm going to be honest. When you play the rookie in this game, you probably win. I'm not going to lie.
That has to be so disheartening for Jimmy Garoppolo. The fact that teams don't respect your arm, but the fact that fans are ready to be like, yes, let's start the rookie. Did Philly just win?
Yeah, the Phillies, yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, I got Green Bay. Jones will have another week under his belt, so that means he's a little bit more healthier.
And despite of the game on Thursday, Jordan Love has been playing amazing complementary football to where he is not the problem in Green Bay. Like, let's not get it twisted.
And I think Devontae Adams is going to do Devontae Adams things. Green Bay can't stop it. That's obvious. But like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo is playing. I don't trust this offense.
Right.
Yeah?
And it seems like Devontae Adams has already spoke, about who he would rather have. And it sounds like which is very weird because a lot of people saying like there ain't no way that Devontae Adams will stay with the Raiders if they start a rookie quarterback, and yet he's vouching for him. Sometimes, when players want to play for their team, they're willing to.
I don't think people. It's not that fucking hard to pick and see. The Raiders work better with the rookies. It's not that fucking hard. You can see it. You can literally see it. Even in preseason, we fucking saw it. That team responds to this rookie.
And I get it. I mean, it's not his fault that he fumbled twice. It's just the offensive line let him down this last week. But the fact is that he took the hits. Not only did he take the hits, he himself single-handedly almost drove this team to come back and win that freaking game.
And if they don't call that play, they would come back and win that fucking game. Who knows?
I mean, Brandon Staley was doing everything to give the Raiders the game. Let's be fair. He really was, man.
So he is literally trying to get fired.
It's not working out for him.
I've never seen a person try so hard and can't get fucking fired. Like he's trying his hardest. Like what more effort I got to put into the fuck off this team? What is going on?
Well, I mean, I think his plan is, he knows Robert Saleh is going to get cut, or he's going to get canned, and then he'll get canned, and then maybe he could apply for the defensive coordinator job with the Jets, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I see. I told you I'm a good defensive coordinator." Yeah, when you have Quentin Williams, Sauce Gardner, Marcus May, DJ Reader, and Jermaine Johnson, and Bryce Huff. I mean, I'd be pretty good too. Oh, don't forget CJ Mosley and all those guys. I'd be pretty damn good too, bro. I'd be a pretty damn good defensive coordinator too. But yeah, for me, if the Raiders start Jimmy G, Packers, 100% Packers. I think they have a better chance of winning if they start the rookie, but I will still choose Green Bay only because of the fact rookie is a rookie, and it is what it is. And it is what it is. I just think the Raiders team is just it's so bad. It is so bad that I think as fans, we're willing to accept another losing season if it means getting Caleb Williams to survive, to help our franchise for the long run. So, I mean, both teams need to win this game for obvious reasons. But if here's the thing, though. If the Raiders look bad again, I don't know how long Josh McDaniels can actually keep his job, is where I'm going with that. So I'm going to go with the Packers on this one, only try to see if we can amplify firing Josh McDaniels as quick as we can. So there it is. I'm speaking it into existence, but that is it, everybody. That is our picks. We are done for week 5. Our picks are in the books. As always, it is awesome to talk to you guys. Brandon, thank you so much for joining, my man. I will see you on Tuesday to recap everything, and then we'll go from there. And then you enjoy your weekend, my man. Hopefully our college teams can do something good about it too, because Miami's on the rise, and I have a good feeling.
When you're talking about my team, they suck.
I'm okay with mine so far. I'm okay with mine. My Hurricanes, I'm okay. So far, so good. But, yep, exactly. But until then, Brandon, thank you so much. Everybody else that tuned in on YouTube, Instagram Live, thank you so much. We will see you guys later. Please enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy your weekend. Until then, everybody, please be safe. Peace.